welcome to Geekology. I'm David Zabellia.
And I'm Sven Harley.
And tonight we're discussing the Eaglemoss Star Trek, the official Starship Collections issue 38 and 39. Now, unusually, we only have one set today because I didn't get to the post office on time.
You're a bad man.
I know, but I get to see you unbox yours and there you go. So why don't you start with that? I will start with your magazine.
To be fair, mine only turned up today and that's slightly annoying because the Delta Flyer actually came out in the shops yesterday.
Well,
so I was like, oh.
Yes, it goes with the territory.
Yeah.
Okay, so as always with Eaglemoss, high gloss cover. How to correctly mount your model onto its support stand / frame. Quite a nice CGI art shot from an episode. Then some standard back history on the ship itself. Then the topographical view of the ship and some of its major components. Some very interesting concept artwork.
Yeah.
Now,
he's working on it.
Now, unusually, they completely went back to the drawing boards for the designs for the shuttle for this, including some very V-styled ships, some of them, so that was quite cool. Now, the unusual thing with this one over all of the other magazines is the sheer volume of artwork. There is more artwork in this than concept art. Why have you got a feather?
Because I'm a lucky man.
Oh, yeah. No. There's more concept art in this issue than there has been in any of the previous ones, which is excellent.
Okay.
Now, I haven't had a chance to read that magazine yet. Obvious reasons. Did you get a chance to read anything?
No, it was a case of I got home, picked up the box, came here.
Okay. Well, I always tell people I don't buy it for the magazine anyway.
Yeah,
So
let's have a look at this. I can't see any immediate massive errors.
one thing John said to me that I don't like is the paint job on the window.
Yeah, that's an intricate piece of work on there, isn't there? My 7 appears to be damaged on the front. That's okay all the way around elsewhere.
Like the decal.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me take yours off the stand. Nice way. Okay, so I like the way they did the impulse manifolds, the buzzard landscape, and the way they've done the warp engines is quite nice. The join mark is very reasonably well hidden in the model. Bit of a gap there on your one. Don't know about mine. Yes, this actually it's not the decal. It's got some wet paint over the top, and I probably shouldn't be scratching at your model. We'll pretend that I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, that made it a bit better. Yeah, that's... Now, I am very familiar with this particular ship, and I don't like the way they've done the grey and black for here and here. I feel it stands out further than it should. But other than that, very, very nice. Have you noticed they even put little dots of red paint on the... Yes. Okay.
It's clearly coming along from the same kind of quality levels as the Grissom.
Yeah.
So if they maintain this going forward, I don't think anybody's going to complain.
No.
I mean, there are a couple of, as you say, there are a couple of issues on this that are mildly annoying, but nothing really hideous. I mean, that paintwork on, as you were saying, on the window isn't fantastic, but that's very interesting piece of work.
Any Voyager fan would go out and purchase that if they're cherry picking.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a must. I'm not so sure it would necessarily be a must for anybody else if they're cherry picking, just because the Delta Flyer is unique to Voyager. It is arguably it's not a Federation starship.
No, quite.
It's one of those things. It was designed and built on Voyager. Yeah. So swings and roundabouts as to the argument over the classification and all the rest of it. But putting all that aside, it's nice.
Yeah.
And I feel it's a well done model. I'd happily give that an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. Doesn't mean a great deal to me as a ship, to be fair.
Does to me, big Voyager fan. Big
but I don't, other than a couple of minor little points, certainly nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
It goes in the action quite nicely. It's interesting that these two ships actually are both very, very small vessels.
Yes.
After the Grissom was reasonably small. These are tiny in comparison.
Okay. Again, high gloss cover, standard artwork on the inside of how to put it on the thing. An absolutely stunning shot in way more detail than you could have possibly seen it in the episode. I know because I recently rewatched the episode.
Were you watching them on standard def?
Oh, no, I was watching HD.
Okay, fair enough.
That is stunning. It actually really does stand out when they do the CGI shots over the actual. I mean, that's the film shot.
Yeah.
It's all been picked out and done. So you've got standard back history, then you've got a really nice overview, and before you even take that out of the box, the colour has annoyed me. This is the colour that it is meant to be in Enterprise, and it's quite obviously nowhere near. Although interestingly enough, not the colour, although Enterprise did it like this, that wasn't the colour for the Romulan ship.
Oh, okay.
Because it was in an episode of Voyager.
Was it?
Yes. Yes.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
The time travelling one. Romulans, they pulled him through a subspace distortion wormhole thing. There was a weird modulation frequency to it they couldn't pick out, and then when they got the Romulan aboard Voyager, they realised that they pulled him from the past.
Oh, okay.
And they gave him a message buoy to send back, and they never knew whether the message had got there or not. It was a really nice episode. It was one of those true Star Trek episodes of, you may be our enemy, but we're in a really weird situation, and can we extend the hand of friendship? And it was a fabulous episode. Right, so
hold on a minute.
there it is.
Yeah, because it's a different version of it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the coloration would have been.
Yeah.
So some concept art for where they changed it. Because
Because it's
really
based on
did.
the one from...
Yeah.
From,
they had to.
Yeah.
So very... I think it looks very much like a shellfish, like a...
Well, it's based on a flea, isn't it?
Something like that.
Because the brown version that was in Voyager
brown
was
version,
essentially a flea. But it's quite an intriguing way to go onto the stand. There's actually a hole in the stand.
Yeah.
And it fits over there.
It's one of the first stands they've done that's not a standard clip.
It actually seems to be on the stand backwards, almost. There we go.
Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is take it off the
again.
stand. So I can have butchers. Okay, so the weight is nice. The way they picked out when it's powered up, it's white, but when it's unpowered, it's obviously gold. All the little hollow emitters is nice. Your antenna array at the front is bent, but you get that with these, unfortunately. The ones underneath are not. It's an insane amount of detail.
Yeah.
Construction of it. The only mould point I dislike on this is actually the one just there that runs straight up both sides. I don't like that. I think that could have been done better. But what an amazing little model.
Yeah. So much detail on it.
Yeah.
That's really
It is. It's very well done. Now this would have got a 9. I mean, look at the detail there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This would have got a 9. I wouldn't have gone 9.5. But I'd have gone a 9. But it's getting a 7 because it's the wrong green.
Yeah.
And unlike our little friend who takes them apart and tweaks it, you could not repaint this because of the level of detail they put. I mean, the detail's amazing. Nobody is got the time to sit down and redo this one.
Yeah.
So it's sadly, whilst they've done a fantastic job on just about every part of it, the colour is such a massive omission for me.
I mean, I'm going to give it an 8 because the colour doesn't bother me that much.
Okay.
I'm going to see in my head it's a lighting thing.
Okay, fair enough.
So, but yeah, the amount of detail on that is crazy, isn't it? Even up to the red on the back.
Yeah.
So that's really, really nicely done. Really well done.
So another good one from Eaglemoss.
Yeah. They appear to be doing no wrong.
Yeah.
Famous last words. The Enterprise B is next.
Well, that one will be an interest. So we had some feedback from the last video we did, asking why we hadn't mentioned the European special editions. We didn't know.
Yeah.
The reason we didn't know is because Eaglemoss snuck it out like a ninja over December on their European website. And by European, I don't mean us.
No, it's the French and German websites which are aimed at the French and German subscribers, and also the Netherlands and Austria apparently. And basically they're just about to launch the subscription there, or it's just launched.
But they have a novel idea.
Yeah, basically they have a subscription model which is very similar to our one, but they also have a premium subscription where you pay a little more each month.
Yeah.
And you get 4 shuttlecraft.
Yes.
Spread out over the year or 18 months, but every time I see someone translating it, it seems to have changed slightly, so I'm not quite sure what's going on.
We'll put an image up now of what we're just about to have a quick look at. So the Galileo 2 is a must for everybody, and I'm surprised that it's just not part of the standard collection.
Yeah, Shuttle 7 from the original Enterprise, from the original series.
Yes, now the one that got me, and the one that I am really, really interested in, is the Type 6 shuttlecraft. Now, most people would think of that as an Enterprise, not Enterprise, but Next Generation.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks of that as a Next Generation shuttlecraft. Yeah. Have you seen the reg number down the side?
Yeah, it's got the Voyager's reg number.
It's a Voyager shuttlecraft.
Of course, they turned up on the Voyager, didn't they?
So
yeah.
That's a must. I have to have a Voyager cassette.
I'm slightly annoyed it's not from the 1701D, but there we go.
Well, because you show that shuttlecraft to anybody,
they go, it's off the Enterprise D.
No. But that one is definitely off Defiant.
The Type 10 shuttle, or Mark 10 shuttle, is actually the Chaffee from the Defiant. I hope I'm saying Chaffee right. That's Defiant's shuttlecraft, and I believe the only shuttlecraft it has, because it hasn't got room for any more. So there is the Class 10 shuttle, and of course there's another Voyager shuttle. Two Voyager shuttles. So you're like going, why are we getting these?
Interesting, but if it's interesting because with that means there are 3 Voyager shuttles in this collection.
Yeah, and even the one that should be from the Galaxy class Enterprise is now from the Voyager. You're like, what the hell?
Look at that.
So there's your 4th one. That's the Type 9 shuttle from Voyager, which is the weird, almost looks more like a racing car than even that does, which is weird.
So we'll be contacting Eaglemoss, and hopefully we'll have a response in time for the next edition.
Because I really want to be seeing these available to us in some way, shape or form.
Wouldn't it be nice if they did it as like a 2-pack for the special, or make it more expensive and do like a box with all 4?
That would make sense. Cool. Something like that. I would imagine most people will pay 35 to 40 quid for a box set of all 4 in a box.
Mind you, there's a rumour going around on the internet that there is a different Borg cube.
Yes, it's in Japan. So let's have a box set of all of the stuff that's been released with the other countries.
I've heard about it. I've not seen one. No. I've not actually physically seen one.
Because they've got that Delta Shield key ring as well, haven't they? So it'd be interesting to see if we get those in any shape or form. Ben, hello. While you're there, can we have a space talk?
Link above. Yeah. Okay, so are you still happy with your subscription?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, well, totally here.
I'd rather they were turning up a little quicker, but some people were getting them at the beginning of this week, and it's Friday now, and I've had mine. You haven't had yours. It's ridiculous.
Oh, but I haven't been to the post office.
No, true.
So.
True.
Would you cherry pick these?
I certainly get that. I mean, I'm not. Just the detail makes that a possibility. I mean, I'm not particularly attached to either of these, really. But yeah, I mean, the Romulan ships so far seem to be turning out really quite well, don't they?
They're doing a good. What is it you call it? The Curse of Green ships. They're all good.
Yeah. I just hope that doesn't go pear-shaped when we get the original series Bird of Prey.
So looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right, well, you can subscribe to us here on YouTube, but you can follow us on both Facebook and Twitter. There's, of course, the official Geekology website. We are at a couple of live events coming up quite soon. They are.
Well, we've got First Contact Day, which is coming along in the beginning of April.
And just after that, there's another one, isn't there?
Yeah, 2 weeks later, we've got a little event in Birmingham, which we'll put the details down below for, which is we're literally going to be calling it Geek Meet, I think.
Geek Meet?
Geek Meet. Swap meet for geeks.
Oh, I'm just thinking Geek Meat. That's no. Oh,
M-E-E-T.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm glad you specified that because I look horrible in a tea.
Yes, and then for anybody who's into Transformers, there's auto assembly later in the year.
Yeah, that's the least enthusiastic I've ever heard you sound about that event.
It's a Star Trek video, isn't it?
It's all going to be fun.
All
right, thank you for watching and good night.
Bye.
Hi and welcome to Saturday Night Live! Fuck you.
Thanks for the blooper.
No blooper reel for that one. See?